What happens when you take 13 of Saskatchewan's best and most creative chefs, along with a room full of local celebrities from the worlds of arts, politics, and entertainment, and introduce them to 17 dedicated organic farmers and the exceptional products they produce. Where you might just get yourself an invitation to dining with the stars.
I'm Hugh Shankland from Regina, and we had a meal at the what was the Abbey restaurant some time ago.
Hi, I'm Pat, and I work at the Bamber House Inn in Wolseley, and we did an evening with Dine with the Star, and we really found it really interesting.
Hi, I'm Milton DeBello, chef at Hotel Sask, and I'm delighted to be here.
Hi, I'm Melinda Loader. I'm also with the Hotel Saskatchewan, and I'm the Director of Catering.
Hi, I'm Miguel De Lucas. I'm the chef at Calories Restaurants in Saskatoon, and I'm glad to be participating in this event today.
Hi, I'm Marie-France Rommel. I'm the sous chef at Calories, and I'm very happy to be with you today.
I'm sad that I don't have a sexy accent like the rest of you. Jenny Williams, Newground Cafe, Birchills. I always wanted to visit this place.
And I'm Martin Snow. I had the pleasure of doing Dining with the Stars at the Craik Cathedral Bistro, along with a compatriot that you'll be introduced to down the line.
Hello, my name is Ricardo Rodriguez. I'm too from the Craik Bistro too, and my wife.
My name is Amy Jo Eamon. I am your token media here tonight, and I'm representing CBC Radio and the Star Phoenix and wherever else I can publicize this fabulous dinner. And I'd also like to say that this is my hometown, so I'm so excited to be here.
Thanks, Amy. My name's Anthony McCarthy. I'm the executive chef at the Saskatoon Club. I had the good fortune, if you like, of hosting the first event, so I kind of paved the way and ironed out some kinks for the rest of you guys. So.
With that, I'd like to introduce Brent, who is actually the manager of the Eco Centre, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the Eco Centre.
The Eco Centre was built in 2004. It's kind of a joint project between the town of Craik and the RM of Craik, and it was built militantly green. They wanted to demonstrate, put up a demonstration piece that say, look, you can live environmentally friendly and you don't have to give up your creature comforts. So this is what they built. And I'm not sure if you guys are aware of it, but this is actually a straw bale construction facility. You might notice that the walls seem fairly thick, and if you actually look over here against the wall, you can see they've put a little piece of plate glass. You can actually see what's going inside the walls. This entire place is done with an effort to save carbon credits or save our environment. So we have things like in-floor heat, we have geothermal, we have earth tubes for air exchange through here. We have, like I said, straw bale construction, we have composting toilets. We actually filter our own water through here, and by the time we're done with solar panels and wind turbines, we expect it to be carbon neutral.
I know that we started off these dinners, this dinner, with all of you being informed we had a mystery chef. And for those of you who know Mo Matthew, you know who our mystery chef is now. But I'd like, Mo, for you to come out and just tell us about your experience with becoming involved with Dining with the Stars.
They said it was going to be a really tough group and a bunch of concerned palates, so I said, yeah, I'll take that challenge. They didn't know what they were getting in for. So it was a pretty good thing to be part of. I really appreciate what we've done as a group and all the dinners. I've read all the menus, went through back and forth, and actually the bad thing was we actually had to pick menu items that you guys hadn't done before. So try doing that. because you guys did everything. I was really impressed with all the menus, and I wish I could have been part of actually chewing on some of that stuff. But it makes things kind of interesting for tonight, which I'm excited for. It's going to be kind of neat for us. What we're going to be doing tonight is a variation of all raw food. A little different, and I think with organic foods, it's going to make the difference because organic foods carry so much more flavor. Not all the excess. It's not picked out of season. It's not all these other things. So I think the flavors are going to show through tonight. And even if they don't, it's been fun, right? So thank you very much, and we should probably get this whole thing going. Let's go through my crew. All these are students in one way or another. This is one of my first year apprentices, Monica. One of my first year apprentices, Deb. My second year apprentice, Lindsay. My son, Ethan. And another second year apprentice, Dustin. So all these people are involved in one way or another from learning from me. So God help them.
Let's give him a hand.
Thank you. Let's get to it, right? So what we're going to be doing is, I think I made 5 courses, all small, all's going to leave you feeling healthy and maybe almost hungry at the end. I'm going to try not for that, but that it's okay if that happens. I'm telling you now, just in case there's a burger run afterwards. So what we're starting with, actually, is organic radish with the radish greens still on. It's got a balsamic vinegar and camelina oil vinaigrette. That comes with a horseradish beet dust, golden beet carpaccio in the middle, and carrot juice. So lots and lots and lots of stuff. Fairly pretty, and it shouldn't be terrible to eat. There's a little bit of the salt that goes right on the radish, so it's kind of that, my dad used to eat radishes just straight out of the garden with a little bit of salt on them, and that's kind of this thing I kind of said that would be kind of cool to do tonight. So
I learnt a lot of new things. I met a lot of new people, new producers especially, names I hadn't heard of, some products I hadn't heard of. So now I have, several more organic items on my menu that at some point I probably would have. I just got to have them on there that bit faster.
It was nice to meet local producers, which I'm going to use a lot of, especially this Don. Actually, he came to me a few days back and asked me what vegetable he wants me to grow. I mean, yes, yeah. And we had a big list for him. He comes with a catalog and says, this is what I can do for you. And it's lovely. And this has really opened a lot of doors for everybody.
We do dinners like that in the restaurant generally once a month where the producers are there and we kind of get them to stand up and give them the applause. And it's so good to give them credit because they're a huge part of the chain of the story that ends up on the plate. And it was just a wonderful time. I kind of forgot to tell about half the guests that they were going to be filmed, so that was kind of a woo, but it was a lot of fun. And this dish just made me homesick for summer.
To cook with all the ingredients from Saskatchewan, and the opportunity to show everyone that we don't have to travel too far to put like great flavors on a plate, great ingredients. We always talk about French cuisine, Spanish cuisine, but when we come to Saskatchewan here, like the chefs actually, I don't know if you guys agree with me, but we get inspired for what this beautiful earth is growing for us. It's just great, and also defends the philosophy of backing up the farmer. Like, it's working so hard to grow those products. And for us to forget about the big suppliers, I'm not going to mention any names, but it's like the relationship in between the farmer and the cook to bring it to the table, to the guests. It's just something that sometimes we forget.
I get speechless when I talk about what this was like for me. There's been, first of all, the producers that we had working with us for our function, you'll hear from Ricardo also, were unbelievable. I got to work with some products that I'd never worked with before. A yellow potato that was, I can't even I get choked up even now.
Hard to follow up on all that enthusiasm. I'm not going to tear up, but because I wouldn't want to start that kind of evening. But yeah, for me, the evening, I must say that the dinner we had at the Abbey was the whole high point for me of 2 years at the Abbey. Really, it was the one night when I really felt we achieved what I had initially dreamed of or imagined when we started. For me, it was an affirmation. That night was wonderful. What I remember most was the music, and the fantastic, spontaneous violin music and guitar music and beautiful serenading of people there. And it was, but really it was about the food, ultimately.
Being in contact with the producers and into the stores in Regina has just opened our eyes that there is so much out there that we can use.
I think I really like how beautiful all the food that we served that day, and how other people in other restaurants was working with this same kind of food, like local food and some organic. And it was a really nice experience. My best friends have like a farm, organic farm, and I really like to bring it up. And I think like maybe by starting like this, we're gonna start a movement between all of us to make it better and to bring to Saskatchewan and to the heart of everybody.
This is actually pretty cool. We've done marinated carrots. So we actually went down and got chipotle peppers from Grandora Gardens at the market, and we used a vinegar to make up this really kind of spicy marinade. So when you get into the carrots, if you just eat the carrots by yourself, you might blow your hair back a little bit. So be careful. It's part of the dish. So you have to eat the carrots with the tomato, because the carrots actually marinate the tomatoes as well, all right? So when you eat it, try to eat all the things at once, or else it'll be too overpowering. We made a bean salsa on the side, blue corn organic tortilla chips, and another organic salsa on top. Organic tomatoes, super hard to find this time of year, but the ones that we could find, we made sure all the blemishes were off. I think one of you, tell me who it was after, got the special blemished tomato, so there's a prize. So I'm hoping everybody enjoys the meal. Usually this isn't my kind of salad, but I found lots and lots of flavors in this that I wanted to pronounce. So enjoy, everybody.
Thank you.
Hemp hearts I'd never dealt with before. So they came to my door, one of the many packages I got from the different suppliers that were passed on to us. And I've just loved them. Just eating them straight out of the jar, by the spoonful. We have them at home all the time now. They're a staple in our house as well on the menu at the club.
The thing that brings me back is I was working with 2 stars who I want to bring the best out of the products that they hated. So one of them was Gene. He hated lamb. I mean, he disliked lamb. And then was Roy Allen. He was not a big fan of beets. So, and we made 2 dishes with it, and they loved it. So I hope I turned them around.
I met with Mr. Gormley at Calories the Tuesday before to kind of talk about the menu, but it had already been planned. And we had all the ingredients on a little cookie sheet in little square things. And he said he was absolutely amazed by all these ingredients that were from our area. Just challenging people to try this, and it's really cool too that the customers will go with you on this journey.
We're all very lucky to have those ingredients that they're grown here. You don't have to go too crazy with these beautiful ingredients. It just comes all together, and it's very easy to cook with it.
I had the gift of our vegetable producer actually sacrificing some of his seed garlic in order to provide us with an organic garlic for the function.
We went with a music theme, so we did a 3-beet soup, which was really a borscht, but we had 3 different kinds of beets. Ended up actually a 2-beet because the one set of beets was not really acceptable, so we dispensed with that and we made it a 2-beet soup. But you know, the musicians thought that was pretty cool too.
Actually, this is a puree of cauliflower and parsnip. Really, there's no butter, no cream, no nothing in it. It's killing me to cook like this, actually. I'm not going to lie to you. It's very different for me. I think bacon with a side of bacon is usually a good thing. So this is very different and very neat for me. So I'm really excited by it. Puree of carrot, and then that's turned into ice cubes for you. And that's what the big glob of orange is in there for you. So what's going to bring this around for you, though, is the balsamic vinegar. The balsamic vinegar is going to add that much needed acid that's actually going to enhance the flavors a little bit. So if you like that flavor of just purity of cauliflower, absolutely get right into it. It's really neat, very vegetal, and really fun to eat. But if you want to reset the palate and actually step it up a notch, a little bit of vinegar on your spoon would be just awesome. This is going to be the most vegetable forward dish of the night, so I'm hoping well for you. Enjoy.
You, as people who work in this industry, never get an opportunity like this to socialize in this way and to come together and to just informally talk about what it is that you're passionate about and this wonderful, wonderful food that we've got and the tremendous producer.
I am kind of a little bit in heaven because I love macrobiotic food and raw food, so I'm really excited. Sometimes it's kind of, I feel spoiled, and I feel like it's hard to go back. Like Martin was saying, like it's really hard to go back once you've kind of gone there, but I think that for the health of us, the health of our children, the health of our world, it really is the best choice. And I think that any situation that people can become more aware of the options to them, anything like this where we're promoting something that's so health-giving and so great for everyone, the more awareness and media, the better.
Not only do we live in the center of agriculture here, but we are all part of the agricultural process. Everyone who eats is part of the agricultural process because there is no reason for agriculture except for us to sit down today and enjoy a beautiful meal like this. And I think as so many people sit down to dinner, they've lost that connection with the farm, and there's such a wonderful opportunity to bring that connection back and showcase it here at the Craik Eco Centre.
Basically what I'm looking forward to is having a cold meal where the chef isn't mad at you and won't talk to you.
Hi everybody. So this is the appetizer course, and what we came up with. Actually, we had one of the chefs called me and said, "I don't know if you're the chef that's coming, but if you are, my wife doesn't eat meat." And I went, "I don't know if I am, but if I am, I'll make sure there's a fish course." So, so what we actually have here in front of you is a smoked pickerel fillet. So just a little piece of pickerel that's at cold water, and it comes from northern Saskatchewan. It's really, really tasty fish. We made a compote of apples, organic apples from over the hill orchards. This cider, which happens to be all organic as well, from Living Sky Winery, and some spice, and some sweet and savory spices actually. Around that is a spicy squash puree. Please, when you're going through it, the fish is not hot, okay? It's being smoked cold. So when you get into it, it's gonna have different textures and flavors. So not terribly smoky, but also not terribly cooked all the way through. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you.
There's so much potential for growth and for using our natural products. The hazelnuts that we had the night of our dinner, I didn't quite have enough, and at the last second, one of my 75-year-old Coffee Row customers came in the back kitchen door with a bunch of hazelnuts that he had just finished shelling because he thought maybe I wouldn't have enough. And he had actually rescued them from his son's lawn in Nipawin. He was sweeping them off the lawn and he was going to take them to the dump. So Mike got in there and he was picking them out, and brought them to me and actually shelled them that night. So we have everything here that we need.
Like Misha Kushi, the founder of Macrobiotics, said, culture starts with agriculture. And I think it really is true, because you know, there's all this discussion of health, but it starts with what people eat.
People are saying it's really hard to eat healthy because it's expensive. It's cheaper to buy chips. We live in a society that equates chips and pop as food. What the is that? These conversations are so beautiful because they remind us to get, number one, present. Because I think if we could just stop and do exactly what we need to do right now, have a conversation, eat some good food, drink some wonderful wine, and meet some people, and not be worried about what the hell do I have to do next. We'll actually stop and think about what are we putting in our mouth, what are we feeding our children.
I was going to say, better hurry up before your food gets warm. In this case, what we have is 2 different types of tartare, beef tartare and beet tartare. Now, anybody that doesn't know what tartare is, yes, it's raw beef. And never, ever, ever do this unless you can shake hands with the guy that does the meat for you. At least try it, because it's got different textures. We've put in a lot of different stuff. Fresh horseradish is grated on top. An egg yolk is served on top in the way of sauce instead of an egg yolk dropped on top. So it's very, very scaled down for this application. The beet tartare is, again, raw beets. So if you're not a beef eater, please eat your beets.
5 years ago, or 6 years ago now, my husband and I embarked on this experiment to just eat local food in our own home. And we did it really concertedly for 1 year. And since then, we're maybe not 100% anymore. But the reason why I say this is because 5-6 years ago, when we told people we were going to just eat the local foods from Saskatchewan, their jaws dropped and thought we were nuts. But you know, I grew up on a farm here in Saskatchewan, and the way you talked about going out in the garden and getting your own food and killing your own chickens and your own pigs and curing your own bacon was a way of life for me as a child that had been completely lost as I'd gone to the city and become a career working girl. So for me, eating locally was a way to get back to my cultural roots here in Saskatchewan. So for me to sit back now and hear the discussion 5 years later, where it's the norm to discuss these things and everybody's on the same page, and we've gone to the next level, which is kind of where the food summit was at. We're all on the same page. We want this to happen. What has to happen next? The people for whom this really matters can engage with the politicians and the policymakers. Hopefully in 5 years from now, we won't be having that discussion anymore about, you know, serving Saskatchewan picked mushrooms in our restaurants. That should not be an issue 5 years from now.
What you actually have is a bunch of different things. You have 4 different fruit from Over the Hill Orchards in Fort Capel. All that stuff's organic, so they have their prairie cherries, raspberries, apples, and their Saskatoons. All those things are there. We have a Greek yogurt that sits right in front, so that's organic yogurt that sits in front. A red clover syrup runs over top of that. That's, if you follow that trail, it's to the last honeycomb of honey in Saskatchewan. So it's actual real honeycomb. You can chew the wax, but please spit it out. It's hard for the system. So that's really nice. We made French toast that goes in the middle. And then we did Sun Orchard's sour cherry organic ice cream went on top. So lots of people were involved in this. It's a 14 component dessert. It also has on it the only Saskatchewan lemons. That goes on 2 of the berries. And the lemon zest is amazing. It's really, really tasty. So I'm hoping you're enjoying it. We had lots of fun making this for you tonight. And so this was kind of the crescendo of it all. I'm really glad we got to do this for you.
I've eaten cold meals before with silence from the cook. So this one This one it can prove that you can eat a meal that is cold and still have good conversation.
You don't realize how much you miss it until you taste what it really should taste like.
So I just say you guys did just a wonderful job, and I loved the fish dish. I thought that was just excellent.
The dessert was a kind of fruit explosion for me, you know, and I could taste everything on each plate, and this was amazing.
All the flavors come together. I really like the soup, the first plate, that you combine the soups and the flavors there, and it's hard to try a cold soup and work around, and I think that you did an excellent job in all of you guys. Excellent job in all the plates.
I have to say, wow, I've never had anything like that before, raw, except for salad. But that was an exceptional experience.
I can't say enough about it. It was all fantastic. I mean, I'm not really a raw food person. I like food cooked too, but you did a terrific job, and every dish was terrific, as I can attest, because I ate 1.5 of everything.
Fantastic meal. And my hat's off to you, Chef Mo, and to all of your students. You did a tremendous job executing this wonderful, wonderful menu.
Mo has been telling me for years that he's a genius. Clearly,
Regina isn't big enough for both of you.
and Mo and your team definitely did it.
Seriously, it's been wonderful, and I'm pretty sure that all the chefs that we were sitting in this table, we did a wonderful job, but I think you guys nailed it. Nailed the concept of bringing the true flavor of the ingredients. I think you just got it there from the beginning, the idea of like showing everyone who's sitting in this table how important and how beautiful are the ingredients that we have in this land.
I think whenever you step out of your comfort zone, you're always rewarded. So Mo, you did that, and all of you as well. This is like the absolute most challenging season of the year to cook local food, and you nailed it. It's awesome.
Honestly, with each course that came in, it just got better and better. And I have to say, I mean, the last course, the dessert was amazing. It was
one of the best meals I've ever had, so thank you.
The simplicity of everything was just balanced and delicious.
I feel fantastic. I don't have any of the fog that you do after a turkey dinner. And I think it's just all-encompassing of the wonderful conversation, the wonderful people here, and the food was brilliant. I loved every bit of it, and the radish right from the get-go was perfect. Just perfect.
Yeah, the whole meal was fantastic. Vibrant colors. I mean, look at us here in March, and just the colors just bouncing off the plates. We should have just had a white tablecloth here, actually, just to really highlight them that bit more. But
today, I don't really give much care about cooking, but after today, cooking with my dad and the whole team, for the first time in the kitchen, I thought today was really, really fun, and I want to follow my father's footsteps one day.